4, 3, 2.
All right, it's 7:30 on this Tuesday night. You know what that means. It means it's time to find out if you like it or not. It's also Veterans Day, so a shout out to any of the men and women out there watching who have served, made the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you off the top. Just want to start with that. I'm producer Chris. Tonight, though, we are talking about everything from engagement ring dupes, hotel cutbacks, customer service at Target and how it could be changing, and much, much more. So let's dive right in and talk about how you can join us live and weigh in on all of these topics and more. Of course, we are streaming, so there are a lot of different ways to do it. If you're watching on YouTube, you can leave some comments in the chat. You know I love when you do that. I'll check those coming up in just a little bit. I'll read them. Hopefully it's not all bots. We've had a little issue with that lately, but you know what? You take the good with the bad, so we're here for it. If you're watching on our website, fox5dc.com, or you're watching Fox Local on your phone, and you want to join the Zoom room, you can find a link to it on my Instagram page. It's pinned to the top, Fox5 Producer Chris. Instagram also where we have our broadcast channel. I didn't post anything tonight, but I do every so often. Last but not least, if you're watching on the Fox Local app on your connected TV, if you've got the app, you can make it a two-screen experience. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code you see right there, join the Zoom room, get your hot takes ready. Of course, we'll check in with our Zoom room, all of our guest hosts coming up here in just a second. In the meantime, slowly making his way over to the studio, please welcome back. It's Tuesday, guys. You know what that means. It is Tony P. Tuesday. He's coming in here. He's got his Subway. He's got his heavy winter coat because despite the fact that Tony P. and this is a topic we are going to talk about on the Live Zone Prime Time later. Despite the fact that this man is from Boston and should be more used to it. If you were on his Instagram page today, you know this man was bundled up.
Yes.
Like he was in the middle of Siberia.
Because it was. I mean, it was 15 degrees wind chill. That wind was 17 miles an hour, ranging to 33 miles an hour in the gusts.
This man wants to be a meteorologist more than anything. If you've ever seen
No, I'm interested in meteorology as part of our show. That doesn't mean I want to be out there with my 9 hats on, okay? Just because I'm from New England doesn't mean that my skin has not gotten thinner because I lived here in D.C. for 3 years.
Thin-skin Tony P. That's what we're calling him tonight.
Okay, like that's how it feels now. I mean, like even 35 degrees bothers me.
And you want to ride a motorcycle, sir?
I can ride it in Florida
or
do a road trip in the summer. Okay, so
you got to be ready to jump on that chopper.
No,
in the middle. Okay,
let's go in the garage.
We'll have much more time at 9 o'clock to pick on Tony P. In the meantime, we're going to dive into a topic. And Tony P., in case you missed it, he also co-hosted the 2 p.m. today.
Yes, I did.
And I stole this topic directly from that show.
I love it.
First 2 topics have to do with engagement rings, okay? And the first one comes courtesy of Fox 5's own Erin Como, because in case you missed it, she did get engaged recently.
Yay.
But she says she bought a dupe ring to wear while the real one undergoes some modification. She says she plans to keep wearing the fake one, especially when she travels and things. You know, she does a lot of cooking. She doesn't want to damage the real one, so she plans to wear the fake one. She's not the only person who does this, though. More and more people are wearing dupe jewelry full-time to protect the more valuable originals, the real ones. So, Tony P., do you like this or do you not?
First of all, congratulations to our own Erin Cuomo.
Absolutely.
Erin Cuomo for her engagement. Just so awesome. I love her and Brennan. They're just fantastic people. Cannot wait for that. But overall, I love this idea because it can get damaged, wear and tear for, if you're married 20, 30, 40 years. You don't want to. You want to keep the pristine nature of it. So you know what? I think you should bring it out like you do other pieces of jewelry for certain occasions, Christmas parties or big events, galas. Bring out the real ring. But if you're doing things like a day-to-day thing or cooking or you're going to work, you don't want to lose. You don't want it to get degraded. Go ahead and wear a dupe that's similar to it. Because again, you don't want to lose the value of it, and a lot of people will pass it along to their kids, to keep whether it be the diamond,
family heirlooms,
right?
For sure.
So you don't want it to be really kind of used too much, if you can prevent it. So I love this idea. I think it's brilliant, and again, it had a good, tangible, usable reason for it.
Okay, Allison, we're going to come to you first. Welcome back to the Lion Zoom Room. Happy Tuesday.
All right. listeners. Hey, Tony P, how's it going?
How we do? So good to see you. How was your weekend?
It was wonderful. I went to North Carolina, and the mountains were so beautiful with the leaves and everything. It was gorgeous.
I've been dying to go out there. I love like the Charlotte area, but it's the mountains, are like kind of like the Shenandoahs here. Absolutely beautiful. I love it.
If you've never been.
Yeah.
It is so good. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Because I have an opinion, but again, I'm not married yet, so I want to hear this.
Yeah, so I think for this, it's a no for me, because I think the ring is the ring. Like, I do a lot of rough things around the house. I do a lot of home improvement projects. And those are times where I might want to take my ring off. If it means that much and I don't want to get damaged, then just take it off and put it somewhere safe. But I always think outside the box. I think this also might be a gateway for some cheating situations, because you might be like, oh, how'd you lose your ring? When I switched it out for the dupe ring, when you were really out here creeping and doing something else. I just think about so many different things, but you only need one engagement ring. You don't need to have a dupe. You don't need it.
Ryan, here's my question for you. If your future fiance, for example, was going to wear a dupe ring instead of the one that cost X amount of money, why buy the one that costs X amount of money? Couldn't you just get by with the $30 Amazon knockoff?
100%. 100%. The dupe ring is the real ring. What's up, Tony? How's it going?
I'm doing great. I'll tell you. I mean, I love this take. You're on your perfect track with this, because it's about the representation, not the dupe or the pure diamond. I think it's a great start to that.
Now, here's what I will admit. I have a dupe wedding ring. I thought I would need that. I thought, much like everyone has said here, that I might need one in case I wanted to go to the gym or I was doing manual labor, doing a bunch of manly stuff around the house. And you know what?
I want some evidence on that.
I wore it once while this one was getting engraved. And it looks exactly, it's the same size, it's the same weight, it's, fake gold doesn't look like real gold most of the time. But I have never once felt the need to take this one off. And the more this one gets banged up, the more I like it, if I'm being honest with you, because it just means it's more lived in.
Right.
But like I said, our first two topics tonight were about engagement rings. So let's dive right into the next one. The man who planned an engagement for a year just to be told no in front of his friends and family, the couple's friends and family. So what went wrong? You're looking at it right there. According to the woman, she didn't say no for a lack of love. She said no because, according to her, he got her a $900 ring from Walmart instead of the ring she had been telling him she wanted for more than a year. She says by not getting her quote-unquote dream ring, he made her feel ignored instead of feeling chosen. However, while some people online saw her point, others say, what if her boyfriend could not afford the dream ring, quote unquote? So, Tony P, wrong ring equals a no to the proposal. Do you like this or do you not?
I don't like this because, again, we're living in an economy where it's tough to afford things like this and put it on credit. I mean, God help you with the interest rates.
You're paying it off for the rest of your life.
Right. So I very much think that this is not about ignoring the wishes. It may be because there's a financial issue. Now, could there have been, again, if this is the conversation about the ring for the last year, maybe you can kind of drop some subtle hints about, hey, I might not be able to afford this $5,000 ring, but hey, what's a secondary ring that you may want that's a little bit less expensive? I think if that conversation was not had, then I could see this person's point. But if that was had and there was an arrangement and an acknowledgement of the lack of funds, this is ridiculous to be against because of the price or it didn't work out in terms of.
Okay, let's get it, guys. Jess, we're going to call on you. Welcome back to the Lion Zoomer. Thanks so much for joining us. Jess, can you hear us? All right, we'll come back to you. In the meantime, let's go back to Allison. Allison, if you couldn't afford the ring that the person you were going to propose to wanted, should you delay the proposal until you can afford it or you have saved up for it? Or should you still propose and then say that someday you'll get this ring?
No, what you do is you propose to the right person, because it sounds like she is a complete gold digger. It just sounds so disrespectful. It's hard enough for a man to profess his love to someone in front of people. And for her to humiliate him like that for that reason, my thing is, first of all, you don't disclose how much you pay for it. That is not important. She should have been happy that he cared enough to want to spend the rest of his life with her. And maybe he was trying to buy her a Mercedes later or plan this good vacation. Or maybe that's all he could afford. It doesn't matter. It's the love that matters. So I think she was being very materialistic and he dodged a bullet.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I think that's the final word on that one.
I mean, you said it a lot more direct than I did, so that was well done.
All right, today is Singles Day. We talked about that a little bit last night on the show.
Sure did.
DC often referred to as one of the loneliest cities in the country, but it looks like two guys are trying to find a solution, and they're using, I mean, good old-fashioned street sign advertising. Overheard DC posted that someone spotted this poster out on the streets of DC. It says, "Just two roommates hoping the other finds love. We are both engineers living slightly outside of Noma, so make of that what you will." The poster lists each of the guys' traits and attributes and intentions. You see them right there. It also includes an email where you can reach out. You can also see some of the comments. Wait, this is actually really cute and clever. Two kings just looking for their queens. K-Lit Travel says, applause, praise sign, heart emoji. Tony P, do you like this approach or do you not?
I kind of went off on them on the 2 o'clock show
Yes, you
because
did.
I did, because anything but actually go out and communicate with people. Like, this puts all the onus on the other person to come to you, as opposed to maybe at your book club chatting it up with somebody that's single or having those conversations. You don't need to put out your email and go on 9,000 apps. You can just have really cool things that you do in your life, whether it be a book club or philanthropic endeavors, or maybe in DC, a policy or political club you want to be a part of, a church. There's so many places you can meet people without having the kind of dating pressure of a bar or a nightclubs. I'm not saying you have to go to clubs or anywhere like that, but just put yourself out there and actually have the conversation first, because I appreciate the creativity here, but we're doing anything but talk to people. Talk to people. We have a deficit of communication ability in our generation. The last thing we need is to now be putting out smoke signals to people and just expecting them to come our way. I appreciate the effort, but just go out and go to these events. Again, you're very much involved. Go out and go to those organizations and meet people that way.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Tony P, that is very fair. On the other hand, Ryan, I mean, last night we talked about how people are so burnt out on the apps, they're basically looking for love any other place possible, including LinkedIn. This maybe shows a little creativity, and somebody might think that's the kind of person that... You're shaking your head, you say no.
This shows graffiti. That's what this shows. I mean, he didn't have permission to put those up on all the street signs. Now, I got in trouble a long time ago when I was a concert promoter for doing the same thing. So maybe he'll get a call from the DC administration to come get it. What I think is, I agree with Tony. This is lazy. This is not going and talking to somebody. You don't have to go to a bar. You could go to church. There's plenty of people that you could go meet face to face. And like you said, you're putting all of it on them. So they have to call you. They have to reach out to you.
Okay, all right.
It feels kind of desperate, right? It's kind of desperate, right?
Jess, I want to try and see if we can get you back. Jess, can you hear us this time?
I'm here.
All right, we got you. Do you like this or not? To me,
What's
it
up,
feels
Tony
like
P?
posting a resume for why you should date me.
What's up, Tony P?
What's going on? How we doing?
All right. Yeah, like they said, you can go communicate other ways than to be posting signage and all that kind of stuff. We got to communicate more better in this world than to be posting signs out here trying to get love.
That's
We got, like I said, you can go to church, you can go to book clubs, like they said, to find people and to express your love that way.
Exactly. All right, but I will say this. If Grant and Luke happen to be watching, whether here on TikTok or on YouTube, on Fox
No
Local,
hate, by the
whatever
way.
it is, Scan that QR code. We'd be happy for you to.
Great.
weigh
I'll
in,
promote you. Come on
join
the
us.
show.
Yeah, that's right.
And
You can
we'll
join us at
promote
9
you.
o'clock. We've got all the time in the
Yes.
world.
I'll put you
to
on my
chat
page
about
if you
things.
want.
All right, next up, let's talk a little puppy love now, because maybe if putting signs up on putting up street signs ain't your thing, how about a new dating app helping singles find their match through their love of dogs? The Washington Post reports that the new app is called Frolly. It's a mashup of frolic and jolly. The founder said he was inspired after he heard from a friend that they ended things with a guy because he wasn't that into dogs. So Tony P, looking for love with some help from man's best friend. Do you like it or not?
This promotes places of shared interest. I love this kind of app.
Okay.
It makes sense. It goes right to what we were talking about before, around shared love of animals, of dogs, of taking care of them, fostering, whatever it is. This is a place where not only you can bond over your pet, but over the values that surround that. You love to take care of that pet. It's part of your life, how you treat it. There's so many things you can get kind of a little vision of who that person is through their love of animals or how they treat their dog. Love it. It's a great
All right.
idea.
Allison, is Onyx helping you find love?
You know what? Onyx will not let me have love because he wants to be the only man in my life, and I understand it. Yes, but you know what? That is definitely a way of shared interest, because a lot of people don't understand my relationship with Onyx. And again, I call him my Mr. Baby because he's my Mr. and he's my baby. And people think I do too much. I spoil him, which all that is very true. And that could be a reason why I'm single, other than I've chosen that life. But yeah, you want somebody that's going to love what you love and, you know, the way that you live. And I'm going to live with my baby until he's gone.
I'm almost positive there's a movie out there, and it might be a John Cusack, and it's called Must Love Dogs.
Is it?
Diane Lane. Okay. See, Jim,
That's a great cast.
This is why Jim is just always has my
Jim's
back.
on fire. He
when
always
it comes
is.
to this sort of stuff. All right, let's talk about a North Carolina
A movie
woman
critic.
now facing a hefty price tag after a jury ruled that she helped break up a marriage. TikToker Brene Kennard was ordered to pay nearly $2 million in damages to her partner's ex-wife for alienation of affection and criminal conversation. Yeah, that's a real thing. The verdict comes after claims that she flaunted her relationship online while the couple was still married. And Kennard, who represented herself, argued the relationship had been falling apart for years. She's calling the ruling outrageous and says she plans to fight back. So Tony P, having to pay a fine for breaking up a relationship. Do you like this or not?
I mean, it's so subjective. This reminds me of the Seinfeld episode, the finale, where it's the Good Samaritan law. Well, you didn't get involved in trying to save the person, so we're going to put you in jail. Like, what? Like, this is nuts. And when you look at it, it's a very old law, antiquated law going back to the 1800s with a really bad precedent. Get rid of this law. If you want to have a debate about, well, there was a breakup in the marriage from cheating, maybe that affects the asset divisions or custody of children or further considerations.
Finding fault.
Right. Maybe, and I'm still kind of, not so sure about that. But that's at least got some logic behind it. This is ridiculous. $2 million. Listen, what about the person that actually cheated, not the influencer? Like, are they both on the hook? It's not about a one-person thing. So it's very unfair to the person that did it. There is an argument, it's like they monetized the relationship and made money off it. That's where the money comes from.
Okay.
But no, I mean, like that's a very thin. It's kind of like defamation, right? It doesn't compute for me. It's so like there has to be a very large line in the sand to get to for this to be $2 million at all.
Jess, having to pay $2 million fine for breaking up a relationship. It seems to me like there would be a lot of people out there who might then find themselves guilty and owing some money if this was the rule in every state. You got us, Jess?
Hello.
All right. We'll try it again next time. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a quick break. Coming up on the other side of that break, we're going to talk about the 10-4 rule that's coming to a Target near you. And I definitely want to find out if you like it or not. In the meantime, you can leave some comments in the YouTube chat. We'll check that coming up on the other side of the break. We'll also pick on Tony a little more for being so thin-skinned.
Oh, come on. I'm a snowbird now.
The cold weather. We'll be right back.
I'm a snow.
All right, welcome back to Do You Like It or Not on this Tuesday, Veterans Day Tuesday night, Tony
That's right.
P Tuesday night. Thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you,
joining
veterans,
us.
too.
Still plenty of time left. If anyone out there wants to join the Lion Zoom room, just scan that QR code. In the meantime, Tony P, have you started your holiday shopping?
I sure have.
You have?
I have begun the decorations. I watched Fred Claus last night on TV.
Okay.
I am already. Listen, if the magic is approaching, like the Coca-Cola ad said, it's already here. It's not even approaching. The magic's already in the room.
Tony P, are you a big Fred Claus fan?
Yes, huge Fred Claus fan.
Okay, I'd love to hear
The
that.
scene with Bill Clinton's brother, that's a great scene.
We're going to have a whole conversation about that coming up when we. Yes, it's a classic.
Please,
If you've never
yes.
seen it, David Dobkin, Bethesda native,
Really?
same guy who did The Wedding Crashers. Fantastic.
I get it.
All right.
We got to interview. We got to find him and interview him at some
I
point.
would love that. All right. He
Let's
also
work on
did
it.
another fantastic. We don't have time to go down this route. All right, let's talk about Target now. That's what we're supposed to be talking about because they want to spread some extra holiday cheer this year. According to Bloomberg News, the company has issued a new mandate for employees, require them to smile at, make eye contact with, greet, and or wave at any customer within 10 feet. If the customer steps within 4 feet, the employee is required to ask if they need assistance or how their day is going. Walmart and Disney, other companies that use what is called the so-called 10-4 rule. Experts say it's the latest effort to improve the customer experience. So Tony, the 10-4 rule, do you like this or not?
I love it because, first of all, it's a trend now in not just marketing and branding, but overall operations where they're trying to improve the customer experience like they do at Chick-fil-A, where you feel really warm and waited on, and there's a great back and forth. The people that are serving you really do a wonderful job, and that's part of the brand now. So I think this is great. And also, it kind of keeps employees on their feet. They're not, not looking at their phone. They're being engaged with customers, and they feel, as a customer, you feel like someone's actually waiting on you. You don't have to go to 9,000 different places. Hey, I can't get this stuff out of the security box, or I can't move around. It's right there for you to help. So I think it's really great, and also it will improve the marketing for these companies without having to do an ad campaign, because that experience when you walk in is such a huge part of the brand. Great move here to make it kind of operational.
Ryan, I absolutely agree with Tony. However, some people feel like it's an invasion of personal space and that every 4 feet they're going to have to be like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. What do you think? Do you like this or not?
So I personally, that's how I approach my sales at the store is, first of all, I'm going to greet you and I'm going to ask your name, and then I'm going to use your name multiple times. So you get that name recognition, because it's like Cheers. Everybody goes where they want, where you want to know your name. So I
Great
think
reference.
that it's great. However, I think for the Gen Zers, they don't like to be bothered. Okay. Their favorite thing is, I'm just looking. So for those people, they might be a little off-put, but people our age, no problem, they'll love it.
Yeah, I Allison, how about you?
I think it's okay to learn more about that.
I love this.
Yeah, I think it depends on the person. I love it as well. It makes you feel like Tony said, engaged, like they care about you. And then sometimes, you might be in a store and need some help and there's nowhere to find anybody. So just knowing that someone is right there if you need an opinion or have a question or don't know where something is. But they also do have to keep in mind there are people, like I can be one of those people every now and then where I want to run through real quick. That's when I just don't make eye contact. I'll just look around somewhere, or I'll pretend I'm on my phone or something else. But the fact that they will give that, I think that is a beautiful thing.
Freddie, have you ever seen Fred Claus? Stand by, Freddie, we're coming. You haven't seen Fred Claus?
No?
No, I have not seen it.
It's
All
a
right,
great,
well,
you gotta watch
gotta
it.
fix that.
It's about Santa's
Right.
brother.
Yeah.
And how are you doing, Tony P?
Pretty good to see you. Listen, I love it all. Listen, I feel like it's Cheers tonight. Everybody asking how I'm
Everybody
doing. They're
asks
using my
how he's
name.
doing.
You guys are the best. I'm doing
And also
doing
about
fantastic.
Target, you're mentioning about Target. I agree with Tony P on this one.
Thank you.
I have to agree.
You gotta have the
Because
service.
You have, as Target employees, you have to be professional with them. Help out
Excuse me.
customers. That's how it's important to help.
It makes a
Right.
huge difference in that customer service experience. And that's literally in the name, customer service. So when you have to go find somebody, it's always a pain.
Oh,
All
it's
right, If
awful.
you stayed
That's
at a
weird.
hotel this year, Tony's always traveling, you might have discovered some of the familiar comforts are not really a thing anymore. They're fading out. To cut costs, brands are quietly removing things like tiny toiletry bottles, replaced by refillable dispensers mounted on the shower wall. Housekeeping, now available by request only. Also, no more fully stocked minibar, too expensive to maintain. Menus replaced with QR codes, check-in desks, plastic keys, going digital. Tony P, do you like these changes or not?
I love it because there are a lot of things that people aren't going to miss. Well, the mini bar, I'm going to pay $100 for a bunch of alcohol that I could spend $35 on at the actual store. Wow, what an inconvenience. Also, the only thing maybe is that it's the small balls that you could kind of get extras and steal them. You know, for someone like me, I like to kind of, get the most out of things, especially when I'm traveling. But overall, it's better for the hotel. You're not stealing as much, and it makes it easier. You don't have to, you have small little bottles. It's right there. It's easy. They do it at gyms now. This has been happening for a while now. So I think it's good. It's smart. It cuts back, and I think it can allow for investment in the actual room experience. The food itself when you're there. I don't care if it's a menu there. I want to make sure the food is good. So if that's going to be the investment, I'm all for it. And nobody wants to wait around in a line to check out when you're late by 20 minutes to your flight. So these things are actually efficient in helping the customer.
All right, well, that's a whole different one, that debate over whether you actually check out or whether you just leave. Ryan, you're a frequent traveler as well. My question for you is, should you have to pay the same price if you're not getting those same amenities? Or should they have an offer where you can get those amenities, but you got to pay a little more?
Well, I think the number one thing is those hotels that have the dispensers in the wall. What you need to do, Tony, is you bring your own bottle, okay? And then you just pump it and fill it up, okay? I'm not saying I've done that at Disney multiple times, but, I do, Chris,
sure
I do
about
think
that?
if you're
Wise man.
I
Are you
may
pleading
have
the
done
fifth?
it, I may have not. I am
pleading the
pleading
fifth,
the
Your Honor?
fifth, in case anybody's watching.
This is not Capitol Hill.
That's right.
Raise your right hand,
Not on
please.
trial here.
Say that you should, nobody drinks from the mini bar, number one. Those things are outdated, very desperate if you find yourself at the mini bar.
Right.
But if they want to pass that savings along to the customer, that would be fantastic, because the one thing you guys didn't bring up that everybody hates, resort fees. Nobody likes resort fees.
That's a biggie. Like transparency
but then,
and cost.
it does, maintain the gym and maintain the pool that people like to use.
There's no hot tubs
But
anymore.
you got all that before, you got that before the resort fee.
Right,
You had a gym, you had a pool.
And they're all removed. This is a big thing. There's no more hot tubs. They're taking them out of the hotels.
Okay.
So you know what? Where's my resort fee?
Tony
Add
P.
a hot tub in there, a saltwater pool.
Tony P. I mean, I can't think of anything clever to say, but this man has been on a hunt for a gym with a hot tub.
Yes.
So if anybody has any recommendations out there near his office or near our studios,
Please.
So Tony is just looking for a great soak, is what I've learned about him over
Chris,
the last 24
you gotta
hours.
have a soak,
which,
man.
I love that he
gotta
found
have
a way
a
to
soak.
bring that up again tonight. Tony
Yes.
P. looking for the soak of the year. Thank
Me
you,
and
everyone,
Kramer,
for
man.
joining us on the Lion Zoom Room tonight. Thanks, everyone who's watching us on YouTube and Fox Local. For Producer Jim, I'm Producer Chris. This is Tony P.
See you guys.
We'll be back at 9 o'clock. We're talking about everything from streeteries to Veterans Day. Maybe a little Palm Royale Season 2 and more. Hope to see you then. Same time, same place tomorrow night as well. Have a great night.